pro wrestling podcast.
No.
Yes! Yeah! No, 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 no. These people didn't pay their money to watch you bump your gums.
Well, that's too bad. We're going to do a whole lot of gum bumping today here on the Best Pro Wrestling Podcast. Maybe we should start over again for a third time.
No,
it's not going to happen.
No.
No, 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 no.
This is the Best Pro Wrestling Podcast, where we talk about the best pro wrestling in the world. My name is Tommy Stryker. Over there is Taco.
What up?
And Joe.
What is up?
And we got a lot to talk.
Joe.
Me.
Larson.
So yeah, we try to keep it positive. We'd like to talk about what we like, and there's a lot to talk about this week. Raw and SmackDown were both... Oh, SmackDown was good. I enjoyed some things from Raw, so we'll talk about those. We got to talk New Japan and Ring of Honor. We got some shows coming up this weekend for both of those guys. We had the huge Okada and Tanahashi match in the big angle that went on in the Chaos faction. We'll get into all of that as well as
chaos going on.
NXT Mae Young Classic, some MLW talk in here today too as well. So before we go any further, it is time.
This is outrageous. This is embarrassing. Go Truth. Go Mella.
So we like to start off every show with our best of the week, and mine is going to be the stuff from...
The B stands for best.
The Truth TV taking over Miz TV
Yes.
on SmackDown was a lot of fun.
Coming out to Miz's theme, too.
Yeah, right?
Just right off the bat, it was fun.
And people not like, it's not Miz, it's well, at first I thought, is Miz in blackface? What's going on here?
Oh, man.
Oh, it's R-Truth and Carmella.
Oh, shit.
Of course. So, but yeah, that was just a lot of fun setting up that match with R-Truth and the Miz or whatever. And fucking Daniel Bryan, just the way he reacted to everything that R-Truth was doing in that segment.
having a blast
You have
with
dance
it.
breaks. Oh, this happens on this show. Like, the perfect responses to it. The thing I really like about R-Truth is he sounds like Baron Corbin is. Like, whereas Baron Corbin doesn't have, like, he seems like he's awkward while acting. R-Truth seems like he's awkward, but that's R-Truth.
It
Okay.
It reminds me of a lot on Adult Swim right now. They have a cartoon. It's kind of like Scooby-Doo, but it's Mike Tyson. It's called Mike Tyson's Mysteries, and he acts exactly like R-Truth. And it's Mike Tyson like doing it, like the voice and everything. Like he has his role in it, so it's just the most far-fetched, crazy shit. And R-Truth is like nailing that, like that. Just fucking, I don't have a fucking clue humor, but like he's saying stuff that's like, that question he popped in Daniel Bryan about him defending the, it was just like, or going for the championship and facing Miz is like, fuck, that was a good question, Truth. Like, damn.
I saw a great tweet. I forget who said it, but R-Truth and Daniel Bryan just taught how many ever million wrestling fans the meaning of catharsis.
Oh, that's right.
On SmackDown. So,
but yeah,
Wow, that's a soundbite.
so yeah, just totally a fun way to start off the fucking show, man.
Well, and let's be honest, like, R-Truth is up there in years. How many matches does he really have left? So let him have some fun with these last thing. He's been having, again, he faced Samoa Joe. For fuck's sakes.
And I like that he's kind of getting this. I don't know if this is going to be his last kind of a run or whatever, but I'm glad that he's getting a little run here and doing some stuff on SmackDown. So.
Well, he's looking awesome. Mella's looking awesome. Fucking Miz is still looking great in this mini feud that's happening, and it's hyping up the mixed match challenge. And I just like the segue that they did of Miz storming off to the back because he's gonna have his own show back. And if I would have pinned you and you had a championship, that championship would have been mine. But since you don't have a championship, I took your show. Like, I loved that logic because it totally makes sense. and
Paige being behind it.
Yeah,
too,
and
like,
her just like, no, if you want your show back, go fucking get your show back. Quit being a baby. So you had a halfway decent match out of it, and it was Yeah, we'll get into that.
Well, whatever. I mean,
but I just love that whole the segue into it, and Daniel Bryan still sticking out there and putting over Miz, in a sense in the commentary about his wrestling, and still being like, but he doesn't fucking do it. It's still like struggling with them. As it was just such a good 10-15 minutes of SmackDown to start the show. It just that's important pace. It sets the pace of the show, and it fucking rode all the way to the mixed match challenge afterwards.
I haven't checked out Mixed Match Challenge yet.
I missed last week's, and I've been seeing clips like different matches happening. I'm like, wait, are they doing them on different nights? I was like just super confused until
I think they're doing 2 matches.
Yeah, they're doing 2 matches now. So I watched it today on the Facebook and everything, but it was just like, oh, cool. I like that they're doing it 2 matches and a round robin challenge this time.
Round robin?
Yeah.
What?
So I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. It's like already next week we're already going to get Fox and Mahal going on.
Holy shit, so no wonder this thing's going till December. They're doing round robin.
I think they said TLC it's going to wrap up. Is that
early December. So
well, still, it's fun though. It's it's something to really look forward to. I like the whole presentation of it. I'm already going off to something else, but
that's fine.
This from we know that's kind of a tougher spot to manage. 205, doing their thing there. So, but I felt like the pace was very good from the beginning of fucking SmackDown all the way into Mixed Match Challenge.
Cool. Yeah, I got to get on that Mixed Match Challenge. It's something I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
just
that
silly fun,
right? And it's not that I forget about it. It's just like, I just ran out of time or whatever.
Right,
it's just not enough time. Let's stick to the best of the week. Joe, give us yours.
The B stands for best.
Second week in a row, the 23-year-old piece of gold, man. Lio Rush killing it. Going, mic for mic with Kevin Owens. Again, that's not an easy thing. Kevin Owens can handle himself on the mic. Elias seems to be able to handle himself okay, so he's just stepping into this role, and he's been strong. One of the things I liked about it is most people, they'd be invited to the show, they'd show up to the show, they'd get their ass kicked in the ring. He's like, oh, no. I'm going to hang out up here, and then I'll bring out my big guy, and then we'll come down kind of deal. I love
Bobby
that.
Lashley throwing him around and stuff.
Exactly. He's a great mouthpiece for Bobby. We've been talking that he has... Nice. We've been talking how he hasn't been the best on the mic.
That is so profane.
Taco.
And rude.
Like, he hasn't been as good on the mic. Well, Lio Rush seems to be able to step up to the mic for him.
He was great, too, on Mixed Match Challenge this week, too, because it was Lashley and Mickie James because Sasha's injured, apparently.
Yep.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit against Mahal and Alicia Fox. And there was a really good spot because he had, the Singh brother out there, and him and Lio Rush kind of got into each other's face, and he's taking off his jewelry. He's about to go throw down. And Mahal comes around the corner, gets right up in Lio Rush's face, and he's like, no. And Mahal starts doing like the fucking, swing, just swing for the fences kind of shit. And he's dodging everything and crawls under his leg, jumps into the ring, and just fucking bolts right, and Ha Clinton Dix comes in the ring.
Lashley.
Lashley steps up into the ring and he bolts right. Rush bolts right under between his legs, and then Mahal comes in, fucking just eats shit from Lashley. It was a good fucking spot. It was Lio Rush interfering, doing that fuckery, but being him, being fast, being smooth, dodging everything, not touching anything. Like not touching you can't get mad, and and putting it in the favor for Lashley. So it was awesome shit.
Taco, what is your best of the week?
Fucking Daddy's home.
The B stands for best.
Fucking that closing segment of SmackDown, man. Just to kind of go on my tangent earlier of SmackDown starting strong, ending strong, and putting that mojo into Mixed Match Challenge for the the crowd that was lack thereof. If you've seen some of the photos, but yeah, it's just fucking that whole promo, the whole setup. It was awesome. It was creepy. It was fucking crazy.
Come on, man. Don't go in my house.
Dude, come on. Dude, don't go in there.
That's my mailbox. It's got my name on it.
I just loved it. And just fucking Joe is just.
Come on, man.
He's so maniacal, though.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to have his own fucking name.
Styles.
Just him saying, that's my mailbox.
But, just like the whole show, we're like, fucking Paige is hyping us up, getting the security, trying to put AJ into place. It's like, okay, we're doing this typical fucking contract signing that we've seen. It's almost the new tag thing on SmackDown, contract signings. So it was just, it was really refreshing to be all like AJ Styles, be like, of course, you're a fucking dork. You're not going to show up for your own contract sign for your own match. And that I'd like them like, no, dude, that's my match. What the fuck? And him just losing his shit. And, like the little details of like, hey, AJ, pick up your phone now. And him like, I'm in my ring gear. Like, what the fuck? Like, I love that constant struggle. I love that, Joe was calling out the emotions and everything as they were happening. It was just so diabolical. I loved it.
Well, and it cutting out at the end,
yes,
too. Just, again, Daddy's home.
Daddy's home.
Done.
To me, the whole thing was pretty cheesy.
You're cheesy,
but it still worked. It's still like the cliffhanger effect of, oh my god, tune in next week. What happened is kind of there a little bit. Again, it's a little zany.
They don't get that shit often and pull it off well, though.
He went full on DDP, man.
It was silly for me, but I know I'm not going to ruin your enthusiasm for it. But what? I just got a kick out of AJ going, "Come on, man, don't do that." Just his live reactions to everything was just kind of made me laugh or whatever. All right, let's change it up and talk some Raw.
Someone who picks Truth TV.
So we're not going to cover a ton of stuff here from Raw, just some opinions on some stuff. Let's talk about this Brie Bella thing real quick to start off with. I don't want to pile on too much with this because I feel like the entire internet has weighed in. And yeah, we're another podcast, so I guess that's what we're here to do. But I mean, fuck it, man. Accidents happen in pro wrestling. Yeah, it's Brie Bella. She's never really been very good. She's been botching some other stuff lately. I'm not going to sit here and call for her job or whatever. That's not my
no.
That's not my job. Do I think she probably shouldn't be there? Yeah, but I mean, I thought that before she kicked Liv Morgan in the face and gave her a concussion. Kicked her in the face twice.
After fucking she kicked Ruby Riott in the face.
Or gave her the forearm or whatever.
Oh, the forearm, yeah.
Well, and I think this is
she clipped her.
I think this is, again, they're seeing the criticism of them. This was her trying to turn it up a notch, and it did not work for her.
Here's the thing I was going to say. I'd rather have Brie hitting a little hard than hitting too soft.
Yeah.
Just because of the way she's looked in the past. But at the same time, you can hit hard.
You got to rein it in.
I didn't like that she was looking right at Liv Morgan as she was fucking doing it, too. If you look at her eyesight, she wasn't looking at the people in the corner. She was looking down at Liv Morgan. She still fucking missed.
That was what I was. When I went back to watch it, the first couple kicks, she's staring at the corner. I'm like, no wonder she kicked her in the face. But then when the two where she kicks her in the face, she's looking right down at her. So,
which it's. I get it. Fucking shit happens in the ring. It does. Don't try to force feed us a fucking Bella when the Evolution's coming around the corner just because you want them on the pay-per-view.
I think that's
fucking get them into ring shape. We know Nikki can hold her own. We know fucking Brie can do her shit in there, but it's just it's outside of this. It's her botching, diving out of the ring, all the little things like that. I'm scared for her as well. And then I'm also pissed off at the fucking referee for not interfering, getting involved with that. The moment her fucking body went limp and hit the ground, he should have been in there fucking doing their fucking hand squeeze thing or whatever. And fucking mad props to Liv Morgan for fucking toughening out, still making a way, for being dragged across that fucking ring just to tag out and still going for that suplex spot. How fucking gangster is she? Mad props to her. I mean, that's what that business is about. That's what Enzo was fucking talking about, is that mentality of, if that was the main event spot at WrestleMania, you're still finishing that match. You're still doing that show. And a lot of people don't step up to that plate anymore. A lot of people would just be like, oh, I'm done. That's why he was kind of bagging on Cass a little bit for, kind of cutting that match short a little bit.
Yeah.
She was, it's not a bad thing to do, but it's step up to the plate. This is the big league. This is where the big superstars play nowadays. And Liv Morgan's showing that she's stepping up to the plate, and it sucks that she had to take a fucking kick to the face like that. But she'll move on. She's tough, and she's proven it. And that's awesome. Good for her. For fucking being a badass like that.
Well, so now,
I mean, not good for her for taking a kick to the face. That sucks, but
yeah. No, I 100% agree with you, and that's kind of the consensus around the internet that the referee should just stop the match right there. You can come back and do an angle later to accomplish whatever you were trying to accomplish in the match, which was the Riot Squad getting the win, I guess, or
you
whatever.
didn't even need to end the match. You could have rolled her out and just had some fucking lucha rules. Get in. Like, people will move on.
We'll figure it out.
Just stop the match.
I mean,
that's
the
what I
kick
said.
sucked. Her being on the ground was one thing. It's Brie dragging her like she did to the corner, though. I was like, oh my God, just fucking roll out. Like, oh, that was scary shit.
Well, yeah,
But-
because if she has a major injury, like if she fucked up her neck or something,
Yeah.
you don't want to be
but
dragging
that's-
somebody around.
That's the shitty thing about being on live TV in front of everybody like that.
Right,
Everybody's going to see it.
And everybody's second guess. Like, what
Yeah.
would you do in that moment too?
Mm-hmm.
But they need to. I mean, they're the major league. They need to train their refs. When somebody goes limp from a kick to the face or gets knocked out, just stop the match.
Yeah.
We all know that this is pro wrestling. We as fans, we know what we're watching. It frankly took everybody. It took the whole arena gasped at the moment. Everybody knew what was going on. Just stop the match, and then the show can continue
I hope
on.
it's just a real eye opener that they kind of refresh people's minds because it sucks in there, especially when you don't see that every day like you would, like Herb Dean would see it in fucking UFC or other MMA promotions. They know they're used to looking for that. To them, it's selling. It's kind of part of the show, but. I don't know, fucking beat a horse to death and fucking
Right.
We're selling like everyone else.
Again, it is pro wrestling, and we as fans, we know the deal, and we know when we see somebody get botch kicked in the face and then they're knocked out. Yeah, let's just stop the match and take care of the human beings in the situation here. So all that being said, we have a new soundbite on the show for whenever somebody botches something. We'll play this thing here. I actually didn't. I just got that off of YouTube. Now I just thought of that as we were doing the show, so I don't have that loaded in the bank yet. But we'll work on that for next week for sure. Other stuff from Raw. Joe, I know you wanted to talk about the ongoing saga on the show of the what was going on with Dean Ambrose and the Drew McIntyres of the world.
I just like shows that have a solid flow, like from beginning to end, like Taco was talking about with with SmackDown. But the fact that like we started the show, they're putting the doubt in Dean's mind. You got Dean, or you've got Ziggler going up to Dean, having that conversation. You've got Seth battling back, saying the same thing to Drew. But the story of the whole night leading to the again the 6-man tag, in first time in over how many fucking years?
Over a year.
Even though they
Were you not listening?
Even though they were on the
Obviously not.
pay-per-view like a week ago, teaming or whatever. It was,
But nonetheless,
Not
but like
the three
it
of
was
them.
just it was solid storytelling, and you don't get that from Raw on a regular basis.
yeah, I enjoyed the McIntyre thing, and the Ziggler thing going up to him and
I enjoyed all of Raw. I thought it was a good fucking show.
Word. Well, let's talk about the Drake Maverick thing. Because I know you had some thoughts
The main event.
on him in that.
Well, and
in that
smart
main event.
move again. Like, and I love Drake Maverick's tweet the next day about it. You say we only face jobbers. This happened, and it's AOP face to face with Roman Reigns and the Shield. And again, good on Drake Maverick. I like the idea, but like. He did some shady shit, with AOP, jumping on the ring thing. I get you want to, get your team to win and everything, but it goes against everything of a general manager and the shit he's trying to put a stop to on 205 Live. I just feel like it kind of sullies that image. I was okay with him doing his, I'm going to do what I want on my own, time. That Monday's not 205 Live time, but you start doing shady shit with AOP, it's just
You're
turning
the
him
one
into a
that's
bad
combining
guy.
the two. You're the one that's combining the two. I'm loving it. Represent your employer, who's employing you,
This
and
dick
get them
over
out.
here.
Fucking, they are in the main event of Monday Night Raw against the Shield with two champions in there. Fucking awesome spot for AOP.
It was
Rip
good.
it up.
I want to go back to Dean for a second here. Do we want Dean to turn right now? I feel like I don't think it would work. I feel like it'd be more like what's going on with Becky Lynch. I think people would be into it more so than not into it, you know?
I feel it would go the same way, just because, again, everybody's loving Dean.
Yeah.
He's that crazy mentality. He's fucking built up and ready for a championship run, and I love them mentioning that over and over again. Just like, hey, you did it on your own already, bud. You were on SmackDown by yourself. You were fucking WWE champion. You can do it by yourself. You don't need them. I like that aspect of it.
I am kind of in the boat that I don't want Shield to break up and kind of do a New Day thing, because I feel like they've been on their, like, I love how they've been segregating the two of, like, Shield being Shield, but then when Rollins and Ambrose go out and do a match, their gear's all different. They're coming out to burn it down, and
Right.
You know, this is like the first time I've really seen the crowd like burn it down, and not being force fed to say burn it down. And it's just everybody's feeling natural right now. Not Rollins, Reigns.
Absolutely right.
Reigns is even feeling natural out there, and fun. And it's fun seeing them with the two major championships. And it's like, damn, I do want to see Dean with something. I'm kind of hoping that, because we're gonna see Shield implode. It's just the inevitable. The what?
Well, that's the thing. Is I don't want Dean to do what Seth Rollins did, because Seth Rollins already did it. So I don't need to see that.
I kind of
feels
want
like a rerun.
in the sense of, like, I am not going to be mad if Reigns honestly holds it until WrestleMania and we get that Shield three-way match at WrestleMania, and you get one of them winning the Royal Rumble that puts them in the main event spot against Reigns. I want Rollins in that spot definitely, but and then Ambrose fucking wins something to get, it's just, I don't know, you're gonna have to turn one of them heel to get a three-way match. I think there's enough respect between the three of them where it's gonna be a believable babyface on babyface kind of match, but you are gonna need that third wheel who's gonna be the heel.
That is something I have not put any thought into, just because I haven't been really invested in the Universal title lately. So it's like, yeah, where are they going for WrestleMania? Dean Ambrose in the main event of WrestleMania for the Universal title, even if it's in a three-way? I mean, I guess the Shield factor would be the big draw there. I guess.
That's a fucking main event right there. People are going to go fucking, because look how fucking much Shield is selling Reigns.
It's true.
Like, without Shield, boo, mass fucking boos. Fucking Reigns.
Still getting booed anyway when he comes out.
Fucking turn up your volume. Like, I'm hearing a lot of fucking cheers. I mean, you definitely do hear the boos.
It's not as
I'm hearing
loud
more
as when he's on
cheers
his own, though,
of him coming out, unlike when the Bellas come out and it sounds like those, like, bottin' fucking radio track
really
cheers.
Bad.
Where it's just, like, his sounds like the crowd cheers, like a natural, like, ah, boo, ah, boo. Where fucking, like, you hear the boos in the background, but the Bellas, when they come out, it just sounds like there's a fucking, like a laugh track, but it's like a cheer track when they come out.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
But that's money right there, the Shield.
Yeah, I don't know, though. I mean,
you the way Strowman again?
The way Vince is looking at things, it's probably a Strowman. I think Lesnar is still obviously in the picture. He's coming back to do the Saudi Arabia gimmick. So
Saudi Arabia, get that money. He still got, if he wants a UFC fight, he has to get back in that testing pool.
But there's a big part of the crowd, too, that's kind of over the Brock Lesnar thing as well.
Are they, though?
I think there is.
Are they? I think people are.
I was in that line, but that comeback was just too perfect.
I
couldn't fight that.
Brock with the belts, yeah, I get it. He's gonna be gone. Brock fucking wanting something, yeah, that's the Brock Lesnar people want. That's
that does feel
Brock
better.
Lesnar
yeah.
that people, like he of course he's gonna be a champion. He's fucking UFC Brock Lesnar. Everyone thought take the UFC out. He's still fucking Brock Lesnar. Like, he is going to be that dominant force. It's obvious he doesn't need to be on TV weekly because he's Brock fucking Lesnar. He still sells no matter what. Him chasing something, though, that's where that money is. And, yeah, fucking awesome.
Sweet.
I'm for it.
All right, let's change it up, talk some SmackDown.
Change the subject. SmackDown Live.
Players, I'm going to make this a tag team match. That's what I thought. Oh, please.
Gets better with every soundbite.
I got to rewind real quick to Raw.
Hold on. oh, that's fast forward.
What was your opinion with the show being started off with fucking Triple H, The Authority, and Baron Corbin? and fucking Stephanie McMahon actually putting her foot down on his shitty job. I thought that was awesome.
I was fine with it. It put a little pressure on Baron Corbin to get some stuff done, I guess. And we got the great no soundbite from Mr. Corbin, so that helped.
No.
It was just once we got
No.
But to me, it was weird, right? Because I don't know, because they're doing the charity thing, and so they're going back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's whatever.
And Corbin's a heel, and originally he was, Stephanie's mouthpiece because Kurt and Stephanie don't get along, but now she's.
But he's doing this dumb shit, so she's finally putting her foot down. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I liked it. I'm glad we got Authority starting off the show, and it wasn't the same shit.
Yeah, I guess. But she was upset because he put himself in the main event last week, and then he did the same thing this week.
No, she did that. She said, "Go fucking if you
right." So that doesn't
go
make
battle
any
your
sense
problems.
either.
Go if the Shield is your issue, go fucking take care of them like a man. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was good shit. Fuck you, Tommy.
No.
Right. Yeah, no.
Fuck you guys.
No.
Fuck you all.
These people didn't pay their money to watch you bump your gums.
Wait, we get money?
No, we don't.
No.
Money? What
What does that mean?
Nobody ever pays me in gum.
All right, SmackDown. Thank you, Randy, for
Officially killing the 10 gimmick. Literally.
well, it was just him and Nakamura are having that match. I'm like, what are we doing here with Ty Dillinger and Nakamura U.S. title? Is it just a thing to get Nakamura over? And then Randy comes out and just attacks Ty for no reason, and he's just like, I don't like the 10 gimmick. That was a lot of fun. I think you guys are a little more positive on Becky Lynch attacking Charlotte's little photo shoot than I was. I don't know. I just like just give us. I mean, yeah, she's the badass or whatever, but they're still trying to portray her as the heel. I don't know. I'm torn, but I like Becky Lynch, but it's like, why does she have to attack Charlotte? Oh, because she's the bad guy. So it's like, so she has to attack
It's making her slightly interesting to me. Again,
100%.
I'm just not a Becky Lynch personality fan. She's a great wrestler, so this is the first time I'm just like, all right, at least she's doing something. She's got some attitude. She's always been the cup of tea girl with Charlotte, where
That's why she did it.
Exactly, but Charlotte's always had the wrestling. She has the heritage. Becky Lynch, she's got a great story if you go into her backstory, training at a super young age and everything like that. So it makes her interesting. It's getting me more invested into Becky Lynch.
And honestly, it puts Charlotte a little more on the heel side. I mean, I'm like, when they just cut to her little photo shoot, I'm like, oh, what's this bitch doing taking more photos? Photo shoot for what now? What you doing there, superstar? Taking a photo shoot? So,
Well, that's what it is. Like, Charlotte is representing, like, those people that had everything nice and like the good grades and all that shit. We're like, fuck you. Why are you so perfect? Fucking everything you do, and they have their fucking struggles and everything. We know the Flair fucking struggles. It's no secret, but
call me queen.
We know she worked her ass off and everything, but for someone like Becky Lynch to come up and just fucking sock her in the face like that, it's like, yeah, fucking suck it, like, yeah, it's awesome. And Becky Lynch the whole time fucking taunting, like, oh, take a photo of that too, take a photo of this too, and WWE posting it, like, everything was done right about that, and then just fucking Becky Lynch taunting afterwards was like, that's for the stupid tea shit you made me do. Like, I love, like that. It's like they're making you follow them on social media with this stuff as well. It's like, we didn't need Becky to come out and fucking lay out another fucking 10-15 minute promo about how badass she is. We know she's starting to be a badass, and now she's fucking with Charlotte's head up on it. Would Charlotte expect her to do that? No, she was her friend. No, fucking Becky's a loose cannon now, and I love it.
Nice, yeah.
Straight fire.
Tremendous analysis.
What about Aiden English and Rusev and Lana? That whole saga. Aiden saying something about what happened in Milwaukee. What do you? Everybody bringing that up. Everybody talking about what could have possibly happened in Milwaukee. When's the last time we were in Milwaukee? When's the next time WWE is going to be in Milwaukee?
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee.
Thank you, Alice.
Yes, thank you very much.
I did not know that.
So yeah, I'm digging this. I'm into it.
I'm interested to see him finally get a little bit of a singles run again. He was with Simon Gotch with the Vaudevillains. That obviously went to shit when he was released, and he's just been, the sidekick, and he hasn't had much. But also, if you've looked, he seems to be working on himself. Like, he's buffed up over the last while.
He's always been in really good shape.
Yeah.
But again,
he's skinnier.
I'm interested to see what the in-ring work is. I want to see him up his game a little bit. He's got a pretty basic style. I'm
a little worried about him in a singles role because he's been so good with Rusev for a year. What I do like is that he's a good heel. Like, he's delusional about the Rusev day. He's taking credit for the Rusev day.
I want
thing.
a Happy Aiden shirt so bad.
Happy Aiden Day, which is hard enough. Aiden Day. That's kind of hard to say. Aiden Day. Happy Aiden Day.
Aiden Day.
It's actually pronounced Milwaukee.
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee.
Which is Algonquin for the good land.
Thank you, Joe.
I did not know that.
But yeah, I like that everybody's got a little story going on here.
What do you think of Lana, like, basically jumping back and forth with the accent thing? Is that throwing you off at all? Because it's fucking with me so much.
I think the only accent she's doing is when she says Rusev.
It sneaks in there, man. If you listen closely, you can hear the Lana, and then you can hear CJ Perry, which is her real name.
Well, I don't hear her doing the accent at all, except when she says Rusev.
You're wrong.
So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, fuck you, Tommy.
You're wrong.
I'm with Taco.
But
I'm with Tommy, honestly.
But I think
You said fuck you, Tommy, too.
they've done
That was earlier in the show. I moved on.
It's one of those things that's kind of dumb and annoying. It's the Kofi Kingston factor. But, so it's WWE, why did you have her do it in the first place? Because of the whole gimmick or whatever. But then you put her on Total Divas and she's not doing it there. What would have been impressive is had she kept doing the accent on Total Divas and all of that stuff. Now that would have been, prove your acting chops there, CJ Perry. But we didn't get that. And so it is what it is kind of at this point. I think they threw some stuff out on social media a couple of times. They're like, yeah, Lana's been taking lessons to lessen her Russian accent. So I think I've seen that a couple of times.
So they cover their ass.
They're a little bit. So again, at this point, it's kind of like, well, it is what it is.
She had Americanized, and sometimes her Russian accent comes out.
Yeah. And, whatever. She had the match.
It's not a big deal. I just find it funny.
I liked the way they set up the match with Becky Lynch. I thought Lana was maybe a little too competitive in the match with Becky Lynch, but it was what it was. Becky got the win. No big deal.
I want to see Lana succeed. Again, I know she's super green compared to other women and needs lots of training, but that's what she's doing. She does train. So I've seen better of Lana, so I'm happy. I love Lana.
Lana is the best. Lana number one. Lana is the best. Lana number one. Lana is the best. Lana number one.
Okay, let's talk about the Sheamus versus Big E match from SmackDown. Just a fun fucking
brutes, man.
Two big ass motherfuckers running into each other.
I like that he gets into that fucking right away with Big E into the chest chops on the outside. Like, didn't waste any time getting right into let's just fucking beat each other.
I can't believe no one's commenting online that fucking Big E suplex Sheamus from out to the ring to the floor like that. Like, he took a nasty bump to the outside, like almost like smacked his head on the apron there. But he took it like a champ. But dude, like fucking flat on the floor like that, and it was. I don't know. It was a good spot.
Sounds violent.
I don't think enough people were giving that spot a little enough credit because it was nasty. With those two guys like that, but they're fucking tough. And yeah, it was a fun match. And New Day and Bar always fucking go with each other. Good to watch against each other. And just it's 2 wins in a row for the Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two for two.
Two singles wins. They got the big match coming up. I forget at which show.
It's at the Super Showdown.
Super Showdown. Where is Super Showdown? That's on the 6th. Yeah, it's coming up. That's next week. So we'll talk
next Saturday.
We'll get the full
fucking not watching that.
We get the full preview of the Super Showdown next week. Yeah,
it's the McGregor fight. Like, what a shitty day to have a fucking pay-per-view.
Hold on, though.
Yeah, I care very little.
Hold on, though. But it's
Australia time. You're right.
It's a Saturday. So the Super Showdown will probably be in the morning or afternoon here, and then the UFC will be regular prime time here in the United States.
Like nobody's going to tune into that then.
Who's McGregor fighting? I'm completely unplugged.
This Russian guy, Khabib.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of him. So
he's nasty.
So they're doing
undefeated.
Is that the guy he threw the chair at in the bus or whatever?
Yeah.
they cut that angle promo a couple of months back.
Yeah, they had good camera set up for that. They paid a lot of money for that, but it was worth it.
All right, let's change it up. Let's do some Ring of Honor.
Change the subject.
So I wanted to hit Ring of Honor before we hit New Japan because the Ring.
Shit. Never mind.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I want to talk about fucking. Never mind. It was a squash match. Never mind. Go on.
Okay, but I want to talk Ring of Honor because they got their pay-per-view Death Before Dishonor this Friday, and then the New Japan show is coming up on Sunday. That's going to be live on NJPW World.
Live on NJPWWorld.com.
Correct. But then it'll be it'll be on Access, I believe, the following Friday.
Cool.
So you Access users can see the New Japan show next Friday. So we'll preview these couple of shows.
In their freebasing Access in the corner.
So Ring of Honor, quickly, Ring of Honor TV this week. The big main event was Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham versus Bully Ray and Silas Young.
Oh, yeah.
They did a pretty good job with this match. They teased kind of Bully Ray running away from Silas Young in the match. Like they teased him abandoning the match early on. But so kind of the story was are Bully Ray and Silas gonna adhere as a team, and they did, and they got the win after some low blow skullduggery behind the referee's back.
So what you're telling me is Silas Young took Bully's advice like a man.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, well, he was like, "You're not fighting like a man anymore," and all that shit.
Right. Well, they fought like men here, and they're going to fight like men on the pay-per-view this Friday. They're going to take on Flip Gordon and Colt Cabana.
All right.
Those two. Boom. So long as we're right here talking this pay-per-view. Is this the big payoff to the Flip and Colt storyline? Do they finally get the win here? Or is this going to be Silas Young turning on Bully Ray and his bullshit?
God, I hope so. I love Silas Young, and I actually just want to see a feud between Bully Ray and Silas. It has nothing to do with whether the story works right or anything. I just want to see Silas and Bully Ray beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's time to move on. Let's have Colt and Flip get the satisfying win over Bully. Then let's do an angle after the match with Bully Ray and Silas, and then everybody can move on after that. I feel like Flip, they're building him up to be a bigger star. He is a bigger star. He's one of Ring of Honor's bigger stars at this point. Let's get behind this guy and do something significant with him. So I feel like it's time for that. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, same. It'd be a good time for Flip to get that big W over Bully Ray finally, and kind of put the heat on, probably put the heat on Bully and between Silas Young and Bully Ray, and get that feud going on, because I definitely want to see those two guys going at it, see who's more of a real man.
Couple other things from the Ring of Honor TV show from this week before we get to the full predictions for Death Before Dishonor this weekend. There was another Top Prospect Tournament match that Jeff Cobb broke up.
Yes.
So I didn't see anything from him on the. We'll get to the preview here, but I don't think he's on the actual pay-per-view yet. But Cobb talked about after busting up this match, I am the top prospect. So there's been 3 prospect tournament matches so far. He's busted all 3 of them up, just completely screwing that bracket.
It makes you wonder who he was supposed to face on that bracket.
I think the whole tournament was a whole sham just to get the Jeff Cobb thing.
I honestly don't see them really doing a top prospect next year. I think they've honestly been slowly phasing it out, and with this being like just them destroying it, let's just drop it and just start training our guys.
Well, and the thing is it's kind of hard with the way the internet is now. Top prospects get over on their own before they get to Ring of Honor. So, I mean, unless you have 5 or 10 guys that are really making a name for themselves on the indie scene, there's really no reason to do it. It's just going to be a bunch of guys that people haven't heard of.
What kind of awesome nickname is that? Top prospect Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. A couple other things from the show this week on TV. Hangman Page took on Kenny King.
Yep.
And it was a kind of a silly match because Kenny King comes out with a bunch of inflatables. I guess because is a big what's he on? The Bachelor in Paradise or something? So
yeah, sure.
I guess since the Bachelor's in Paradise, he comes out with inflatables now.
Like inflatable dolls or
no? He came out with like an inner tube and like
okay. I was like, this is getting weird.
Like a big bottle one.
Like, a big floaty gimmick thing that you float down the river on. And at one point, Kenny King suplexes Hangman Page onto one of the floaty things, and he sells it.
Yeah, it was great.
So
it was goofy, man.
I wanted to go back to when it was Yano and Kenny Omega in the G1, and Yano suplexed Omega on the turnbuckle pads in the middle, and Kenny Omega no-sold. He's like, oh,
thanks. That's nice.
A cushioned landing. So I didn't want Hangman Page to sell the landing on the cushioned inflatable, but he did. So, but then
some of those inflatables really suck, though.
He's right.
Well, anyway, the whole idea here is Kenny King is beating Bullet Club guys using skullduggery tactics. The first he beat
Marty Scurll.
Marty Scurll with his feet on the ropes. Here he did a roll up with the tights. They had a nice little finishing sequence here in the match. But again, I think Hangman Page is a future. He's a big star for Ring of Honor, and I don't know, for him to just kind of lose this match and do the comedy stuff, to me that was a look in the wrong direction for Hangman Page.
Could be a good comeback feud though. Like, you got this win over me, I need to redeem myself. One of those stories down the road.
Or he'll just murder him with a phone.
Or his dick.
Yeah, I don't know. They're pushing Kenny King because The Bachelor, I guess. Whatever. I think they should be behind.
At least his matches have gotten increasingly better, the ones that I've been able to see.
And he's in the right role now doing heel stuff against the Bullet Club. So we'll see how it goes. The Best Friends took on the Boys. Of course, Best Friends got the win here. It was a showcase for them, but the Boys looked good in here too.
He hit the awful waffle.
You beat me to it, yeah. Beretta finishes the match with his Dude Buster as Chucky T hits the awful. So there was that. All right, let's get to the official preview and predictions for Death Before Dishonor. Kenny King is taking on Jushin Thunder Liger in a singles match. So that'll be a continuation of his gimmick that he's doing right now. And I believe they teased something on TV, and I didn't write it down. I think he's taking on another Bullet Club member in the coming weeks, continuing his quest to beat Bullet Club members with his skullduggery tactics. So who do you got here in the Kenny King Jushin Thunder Liger predictions?
I'd love to see Jushin Thunder Liger win, but I mean he's putting people over. I mean that's what he's doing at this point, and this would be a good opportunity to again push Kenny King, even though I'm not into the personality as much, but again I've been impressed with his wrestling. I want to see him get more mic time, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just another step in the skullduggery direction for Kenny King, him getting the win with the underhanded tactics. Anything else from you, Taco?
K-I-N-G, King! Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I like him. He's fun to watch. I like his cockiness. I'm glad he's going the heel side on this shit. I guess I haven't seen the match with him and Marty Scurll yet, so I like that he's taking out the Bullet Club, and you got to do some fuckery. Do it up, man. Get your name out there. Take these guys down.
Sumi Sakai versus Tennille Dashwood for the Women of Honor Championship, the Women of Honor World Championship. I got Tennille in this one. You guys know I haven't really been feeling the Sumi Sakai title run. It's been okay, but it hasn't been lighting my world on fire or anything. Who do you guys got in this one?
I'm going to go Tennille as well. I think this could be probably Sumi Sakai's best match, just with who she's in the ring with. She hasn't had like amazing competition, but she has had a couple decent matches with it. But like you said, it's run its course. You know, she can go back to Stardom, I think is where she's from, isn't it?
Why does she need to go back?
I think she's living full-time in the U.S. now.
Oh,
She's
really?
been in Ring of Honor since day one.
Well, again, you can set up a feud between those two. But
Go back to Japan!
I still think... But
Joe,
it'd be a
you've
good
done your job
opportunity.
too, Lou.
you speak English in this country or you get out.
Hey, it's American, not English.
It's knock American.
Good point.
Shut up!
What do you got in this one, Taco?
Well, after Joe's bullshit over there, I'm going to go Sumi Sakai on this one.
Sticking with Sumi.
I do want the title on Tenille. I think she's going to be that next level on that championship. I kind of want to see a good solid feud between the two before Tenille actually takes it away. I think having a good fucking awesome match to really bring out the best in each other, to show what Ring of Honor's women's wrestling is all about, and just send people home with something to talk about. That's what I'm really hoping for.
You think Tenille's going to bring any of the
Skullduggery.
I don't think so. I think Sumi Sakai will pull out the clean win, or get the clean win on this one without the bullshit. Definitely down the road though. That's where I kind of want to see the heel side come out of Tenille a little bit more. She's still over with the crowd. She still has that, Emma presence about her when she comes out to the Ring of Honor crowd. So I kind of want to see her, get her own out there at this point, become Tenille Dashwood, villainous, and maybe pull out the fucking skullduggery to capture that championship off of Sumi Sakai, and continue that dastardly legacy. But at the same time, we have Kelly Klein out there, for that stuff too.
Ooh.
But she's kind of like their big heel doing that kind of stuff right now, and
you don't want to repeat what she's
have
already doing.
multiple of them doing out there, and Tenille Dashwood, she's still good enough where she could come in as the heel and fucking no bullshit, still pick up a clean victory and everything. So yeah, I think the ball is mostly in Tenille Dashwood's court. In this situation, if it goes that way, though, she's the one that has to step up to the plate and really, prove to the world why, we think she's really, amazing, and why she is amazing. And
we haven't really had that moment from her yet in Ring of Honor. I've kind of been waiting for like that let alone WWE.
Moment. I mean, we've had good matches out of her. We fortunately got that match with Asuka. That was a good match.
She was good. She was good at NXT, But she was more of a gimmick down there too, with the the bubbles and whatnot.
We never got like that fucking Sasha and Charlotte match, that Bayley and Sasha. There's fucking great matches out there, but I don't think there's really a match that has really defined her. It's just we know she's a solid worker.
We need a defining moment,
and this is how she, this is her, rise back to the E if she wants to, go that route. So, yeah, balls in her court. I'm rooting for her, but I think Sumi Sakai is going to retain for temporarily. And isn't Ring of Honor's big pay-per-view December?
Yeah, they got the Final Battle.
Yeah, so I think a good title, that would be a good title change spot would be Final Battle.
All right. The Ring of Honor World Television Championship match, Chris Sabin taking on P-Mart Punishment Martinez.
P-Mart!
P-Mart!
Who do you guys got in this one?
Dude.
Nope. Didn't fire. What the fuck? What the fuck?
The fuck? The Fuchs.
Whatever.
P-Mart. P-Mart. P-Mart.
P-Mart. So, but 2 minutes of you, Joe.
Oh, well, thank you, Taco. I did not know that.
Everybody going P-Mart in this one, huh?
Chris Sabin's fun, but I don't think he's established himself. He's going to have to establish himself as a singles guy before he gets that title, obviously.
I like the story that they're telling with the Alex Shelley thing and P-Mart going after him, and he's quote-unquote retired or whatever. But Alex Shelley, kind of giving Sabin the pep talk, like, hey, man, do something. Make something out of your career. Make a difference. So I kind of like that aspect of it, so it kind of makes me root for Chris Sabin or whatever. What was his line that he did last week that was so awkward?
Chris Sabin rules.
Chris Sabin rules. We didn't get any of that this week, but
Damn.
But
Yeah, no Chris Sabin rules this.
Doyle rules.
but yeah, I don't know. I'm not that invested in it, but I kind of like the Saban side of the story. P-Mart's not doing a ton for me, but you know he's
I want to see him more. That's the problem. Like, besides, like, he's had decent matches, we haven't had any vignettes. I don't mind hearing that guy talk in his voice. He seems intelligent. He seems to be able to handle himself. He needs more time.
I just need less of the Ring of Honor's Undertaker kind of
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you there.
More just a guy that's intimidating.
We should
and big with an
suggest a
intimidating
name
voice.
change.
I feel like he's more of a
P-Mart.
biker now, with like wearing the bandana.
Yeah.
But I say bandana.
Maybe he should
and
come
rocking
out-
that goatee a little bit more. I think
Banana.
he's looking more like a demonic biker in a sense, but
He
more
should,
bikerish.
Banana.
He should come out to Limp Bizkit and ride a
Yes.
motorcycle
Ooh,
to the
dude,
ring.
Yes.
No, dude. Let's go past Limp Bizkit. I'm thinking Kid Rock.
I was listening to that the other day.
The Addiction versus the Briscoes for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Of course, SCU defeated the Briscoes. Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, that version of SCU, defeated the Briscoes at All In. So are the Addiction going to get it done here with Christopher Daniels and Kazarian?
I think they do, just because we're still coming up on that. When are they supposed to be fired?
Right after the last pay-per-view, Final Battle
after
coming up.
Final Battle. Put those titles on them. Get them a good run into the end, and have an awesome match set up for Final Battle.
But what if they win them?
SCU. And they're over now too.
What if they win them at Final Battle?
Ooh, that could work too. But
And then
I like
they're
my
you
idea
have
better.
to pay us a lot of money to stay.
My
and
idea
then they
sounds
get
more
fucking
intelligent.
cocky and start wearing nice suits and flaunting more money, and they're just cocky SCU. That's when the heel turn, like that fucking that rich Southern California pride. That's when the ooh.
I don't know. Boy, the Briscoes aren't really doing anything for me right now.
I think they're going overseas. Honestly, I wish I remember what promotion something just got announced for them, but yeah. I want to say ICW, but I highly doubt that.
I'm sure they've done tours over there before, but they
They're
got
hyping this one up.
They still got the chicken farm. They got to go back and farm them chickens.
Someone's got to chug them chickens.
But yeah, I think SCU, there's a lot of momentum behind those guys right now. I think the championships would look good on them. I mean, of course they would look good on them, but it'd be a nice story. But I'm kind of with you, Taco. Like, a better story would be them kind of winning it at Final Battle. But I feel like it's going to go to. I just feel like it's going to go to the Addiction right now.
Either way, this is going to be a fucking awesome match.
Yeah, it's going to be a great match. So there is that. Then we got Chaos versus the Bullet Club. This is pretty interesting. On the Bullet Club side, of course, you have Cody, Hangman Page, Marty Scurll, and the Young Bucks taking on Okada, the Best Friends, Chucky T and Beretta, Tomohiro Ishii, and Rocky Romero. Now, I misspoke on a previous podcast. I said that Cody was going to defend the NWA Championship on the pay-per-view. That's actually going to be on the TV taping the next day. So I don't know if that's going to show up on Ring of Honor TV, or if they're just taping it for the NWA YouTube channel. So it could go either way. I'm not sure as far as where that match is going to end up.
I happened to check out the calendar. That 70th anniversary, is that going to be like a pay-per-view style thing?
Yep,
that's
the NWA 70th anniversary. Where is that? That's on the 21st. That's in Nashville, and that's going to be on the Fight TV gimmick.
Nice.
So you can order it on there. I haven't looked to see how much that one is yet, but that's going to be the rematch between Cody and Nick Aldis, provided he can retain the championship against Willie Mack on Ring of Honor TV at the taping this Saturday.
God, that's going to be fun to see Willie Mack.
So, yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's going to end up on Ring of Honor TV or if it's just going to end up on the NWA YouTube channel. But back to this 10-man tag between Chaos and Bullet Club. The big question is, and we haven't talked about this, but there was the big angle on the Destruction in Kobe show where Jay White and Gato, who's a big name in Chaos, they turned
Okada
on Kazuchika Okada after losing to Tanahashi.
We're never going to hear that again, are we?
So what's that? The
Bang, 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 bang. Okada!
well, there was a young lion banging on the mat during that match. But so the question is what's going to happen in this match? Are these Chaos teammates going to turn on Okada, or is Chaos a split faction, kind of like what happened with Bullet Club? You got your Bullet Club Elite, you got your Bullet Club OGs. It was kind of clear when they did the angle that Yoshihashi, I felt like he was on Okada's side. He ran out, did the fucking Titus O'Neil bit.
Man.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, Yoshihashi looked like he ran out to the aid of Okada. Rocky Romero, who was on English commentary, he stood up to Jay White. So he appears to be on Okada's side, at least for now. So we'll see what happens here, but this should be a hell of a match. Big return for the Young Bucks and basically all of these guys have been, I feel like, off since All In.
No.
So
Hey, man, they deserve a break.
yeah, so they're coming back. It's going to be a big weekend for them between this show and the New Japan show. A huge weekend for Cody. He's got this match. He's got the Willie Mack match on Saturday. He's got the Juice Robinson match on Sunday.
Right back to the grind.
Right back to New Japan after that for next weekend for King of Pro Wrestling. So, which we don't have any card announced yet for, except for Kushida taking on the winner of Marty Scurll and Will Ospreay. So it'll be really interesting next week to see how the card shakes out for King of Pro Wrestling. But anyway, back to this 10-man tag. I'm going to predict Bullet Club getting the win here in some chaos, some chaos skullduggery, perhaps, with more turning and more.
Which one's the American show?
I didn't put it on the new whiteboard. New whiteboard. That's why. Fighting Spirit Unleashed is the Sunday show for New Japan.
Oh, is that this Sunday?
That is this Sunday.
Oh, fucking Jesus tits.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's going to be a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
So what do you guys got in Bullet Club versus Chaos?
Bullet Club. I mean, like you said, there's problems with Chaos, and this is their first show back. This is going to be like their big showcase of coming back and having. I think it'll just be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a match.
Whoa, Bundy!
Bundy.
I'm going Bullet Club. I think we're gonna see some fun interactions with Ishii and Cody, and maybe Ishii wants that new NWA World Heavyweight Championship. I kind of want to see him go for that. That'd be kind of fun down the road. But yeah, no, I'm with Joe. It's gonna be just a fucking Bullet Club jack off fest. Get them going back and just get them going again.
I'm pretty sure I didn't use those words.
Kind of.
Oh man, dude, that's gross.
and kind of show the trouble and chaos right now, so that'd be kind of interesting. But I don't see someone like Ishii turning their back on Okada, or none of them. Like, why would they? He did anything.
He's
brought them pride,
awesome.
if anything.
Yeah, I don't know which. Yeah, I don't think Okada on his own is as interesting.
Maybe
as
they're the new recruits for the OGBC, and then they come out and lay the fucking stomp down on everyone, fucking just lay the pure ass whooping on Bullet Club and Chaos.
Well, that's
all of you.
That could be a possibility because Taiji Ishimori needs a junior heavyweight tag partner for the Junior Tag League coming up this month or in October. So that could be that there might be something to that. I guess we'll stay tuned, as they say. Finally, for this Ring of Honor pay-per-view, in the main event, Jay Lethal defending the Ring of Honor Championship against Will Ospreay. This should be a really good match. I'm thinking Lethal's retaining here. Will Ospreay's got a lot going on between this and the Junior Heavyweight tournament going on for New Japan here. But boy, how interesting would that be if Will Ospreay showed up with the Ring of Honor Heavyweight title to go for the Junior Heavyweight title in New Japan.
And then you got Marty Scurll getting up in his face, pissed.
Right. And there's a story there too. So with Marty,
plenty of ways to go.
He's a heavyweight.
So I don't know. What do you guys think in this one?
It's we all win. Like again, like these, you got a veteran versus one of the best up and coming. You can't even say up and coming anymore when it comes to Will Ospreay. One of the best wrestlers in the world. Honestly, it's gonna be amazing. And again, you got Will Ospreay, who's a hard hitter. He knows and Jay Lethal can take a punch. This is gonna be it's just gonna be a chop fest too. Like between those two, like Jay Lethal's gonna light up his chest.
How about Jay Lethal and Bully Ray fucking slapping and chopping the shit out of each other on Ring of Honor TV last week? Yeah, I think either way, it's hard to kind of predict some of these matches, but this on paper is a hell of a show.
Yes.
So yeah, this is going to be really cool. So all right, let's talk some New Japan now.
Change the subject.
Fuck Taco's prediction.
Yeah, fuck my predictions. God. Is that for saying fuck you, Tommy, earlier?
I'm with Tommy. I don't want to hear it.
I do apologize, Taco.
No, I'm over it. I'm over this. I'm over it.
Who you got?
Lethal.
Lethal, yeah. I think we're all...
All that suspense.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this Destruction in Kobe show. That main event, Okada versus Tanahashi. This was for the main event at the Tokyo Dome, the briefcase, the contract, whatever you want to call it.
It's a sweet-ass briefcase.
Whatever you want to call it.
It's not green.
Tanahashi retained with 3 high fly flows. I enjoyed this match, but not as much as I have enjoyed some of their other matches. A little slowed in the beginning, but it definitely picked up by the end and told a great story. Along the way, where Tanahashi hits him with a move out to a big dive to the outside and hurts his leg early in the match. So Okada is working over that leg constantly, but Tanahashi, he keeps sneaking in and grabbing, dragon screws here and there on Okada and just, being scrappy and coming back. Eventually hits a big ass fucking tombstone pile driver of his own on the floor on Okada. Yeah. And then they do this crazy fucking top rope battle where it looks like Okada's trying to hit the tombstone pile driver off the top, but then Tanahashi counters it and hits a high fly flow as they're falling off the top, and that was right into the finish with 3 high fly flows. And then even before that, fucking Tanahashi had a counter for every single Rainmaker in the match. He even countered Okada's new rolling lariat that he hits before the Rainmaker. Now he brought that into the G1 Climax this year. That was his big new thing, the rolling lariat. Going into the G1 this year, adding that to his finishing sequence. So Tanahashi counters that and counters all of the fucking Rainmakers. Finally gets the win after several years of not defeating Okada. And then it was the big angle. Of course, we kind of talked about it a little bit, where Jay White comes out and at first attacks Tanahashi, who won the match because, of course, Jay White beat Tanahashi and Okada in the G1. So he's going to challenge Tanahashi next for the briefcase. That I wouldn't be surprised if they go to that right away here at King of Pro Wrestling next week. Again, nothing announced yet, and they could save that one for Power Struggle in November, but we'll see. We'll know a lot more after next week once they announce the card for this thing. But yeah, crazy angle at the end of this thing where Jay White turns on Okada, beats up Okada. Like we said, Yoshihashi runs in. Fucking Titus O'Neil's on his way to the ring, trips and falls.
Rumble, stumble, or slide.
He busts his head wide open. He's bleeding as he gets into the ring. Does the angle with Jay White. Jay White throws a chair at his head. He's bleeding all over the place. Then Gato comes out. Looks like he might stop Jay White. He doesn't. He turns on Okada. So it's Jay White and Gato now turning on Okada. So it's everything we just talked about. Is there going to be a divide in the faction? Are Jay White and Gato out of Chaos now, or are the rest of Chaos going to kick Okada out come this Ring of Honor pay-per-view? I
like that with this kind of why can't I think of the word? The group
angle?
No, the group.
Faction.
Thank you. I like that with this faction that we have these questions, that because they're such a casual faction, I would say, they work together when they need to, but they'll challenge each other for titles when they feel like it, and do that. But I like that we have these questions. We don't know where he's going to go. We don't know where he's going to go. They've got us guessing. And again, who knows if they're playing the long game with any of this?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm sure that's part of the long game, like you say. Like they're always good at telling these long, drawn out stories.
I thought they were just going to start a new faction since opposite of Chaos would be Sanity, but
there you go.
Not gonna work out.
Probably not.
No.
So yeah, that was a great match on this show. I thought it was about a 4.25 star match, if anybody cares. Again,
That's on the Tommy New Japan scale.
yeah, whatever. Again, not their best, but
Really, it was one of my favorite matches of theirs.
yeah.
I thought there was more on the line. They're actually beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Fucking, I liked Okada going for that leg, trying to keep him grounded at all times, and fucking, Okada kind of going in with, he needed to win, and he finally failed. I loved Tanahashi's, post-match promo after all was said and done, after getting their asses beat, fucking him just be like, crap, like, all that. I finally beat Okada, and he just walks away. That's like literally all he said.
Right, it was this huge quest for him to finally beat Okada, and it was all about Jay White and Chaos anyway. So yeah, that's I'm not shitting on the match by any means. I've seen better matches from these two, and I just thought like the first 10 or 15 minutes was just kind of slow. It was Okada going after the leg and a lot of selling, and that's how it's smart how they pace the matches that way and build to the big stuff at the end. So I'm not shitting on that as a technique either.
Tommy, you just gave it 4 stars. You weren't shitting on it at all.
4.25.
Correct. Anyway, other stuff from the Destruction show. Kushida beat Bushi in the semi-main event here. This was the junior tag tournament here to determine the new champion after Hiromu gave up the belt. So pretty predictable there with Kushida getting the win. Bushi busting out the mist late in the match, but Kushida hitting a couple of Back to the Futures gets him the win in there. Bushi needs a tag partner here for the Junior Tag League coming up. So he's looking for a partner. Who's the guy? Taiji Ishimori's looking for a partner. So if Gato and Jay White are looking for someone to join, that's a possibility. But
I hope they team up together and just you got a friend in me, and they start acting like Woody and Buzz. That'd be great. Real karate chop action guy.
Couple other notable stuff from this show. I won't go over everything. Zack Sabre Jr. dominated Evil in the 6-man tag that they had, but then Evil got the win over Taka Michinoku in the 6-man, and Evil demanded a singles match against Zack Sabre, so that could be a possibility for next week at King of Pro Wrestling or Power Struggle next month.
Yeah.
So that's possibly going to happen.
Cool.
Last week, the Killer Elite Squad beat the Best Friends. This week, the Best Friends beat the Killer Elite Squad. It was with a crucifix roll-up after the Killer Elite Squad hit the Killer Bomb and a big fucking choke slam. But the Best Friends were celebrating in the back after the match. A really fun promo from those guys.
Yeah, but that shit ain't gonna ever happen again.
Right. KES looking very angry and looking for some revenge. So not a straight-up domination for KES, a little back and forth between these two teams, kind of a building up to World Tag League, building up to who's going to be the next number one contender for the heavyweight tag titles in there as well.
Will the Young Bucks be in that tournament?
They should be, but they weren't last year, actually.
But they weren't champs last year.
Right, and they could lose them between now and then as well. So I guess we will see. Who was the champs last year? It was going between War Machine, Guerrillas of Destiny, and Killer Elite Squad last year. But I don't think Young Bucks had moved up to heavyweight.
That's what is the champ usually in that tournament?
So I believe so. Yeah,
okay.
just like all the other tournaments, they put the champs in there. So they should be in it this year. They should be one of the big draws for that tournament. With them moving up to heavyweight, that's kind of the idea. Is they move up to heavyweight, they've got all these new opponents now, and all these quote unquote dream matches at the heavyweight level.
That'll be fun to see them all in one go.
Yeah, Roppongi 3K beat a couple of Young Lions. Not much to talk about there, but I fucking love when they go to the back and it's Rocky Romero and Roppongi 3K, Show and Yo, because Rocky Romero's cutting his promo, saying all this stuff, and Show and Yo just go, yes. So they just they agree with him on everything. They go to do the 3K hand signal at the end, and I believe it's I'm trying to remember, the silver one is Yo. Yes, Yo. Yo goes for the Taguchi Japan double fist bump. And so he's been doing that these last few promos. Rocky gets upset. No, we don't do that. We do the 3K hand sign. So this time he swerved him. He went for the fist bump, then pulled back at the last second and did the 3K.
Nice.
But then, like I said, Sho and Yo are always going, yes, agreeing with everything Rocky says as he's doing his promo.
Well, yeah, it's their manager. They need to listen to him like it's fucking Leo Rush.
But then when Rocky's all done and he leaves, Sho and Yo continue to talk, and they're like, we have no idea what Rocky just said. But we're going to, go on and talk about all the things anyway. So I get a kick out of that. Another big notable thing here, the Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger beat the junior heavyweight tag team champions, El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Oh. So Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger are demanding a title shot now. Okay. So that's another possibility for next week's show. Nothing announced yet, but also we're going into the Junior Tag League starting the middle of next month. I believe it starts on the 16th. So
cool.
That's what the whiteboard says.
Yep. So we got the big Junior tournament starting. Not every show is going to be live, but they will have some live shows, and I imagine they're going to put the house shows up. The single cam shoots that they do during Best of Super Juniors and the Super Junior Tag Tournament.
I don't think we got any of those this year. Did we?
I think we did for Best of Super Juniors. Yeah. Not for everything was live for the G1 this year.
Weird.
Weird. I'm trying to look here. What else was? Oh, the newest young lions, Yota Tsuji and Yuya Uemura, went to another 10-minute draw.
Oh, damn!
So they're going to
really wanted a winner this time.
Yeah, so they're going to keep doing
4
that.
4 stars.
So let's preview the Fighting Spirit Unleashed for this weekend in Long Beach. This kind of feels like a glorified Ring of Honor show, actually, with the lineup they gave us here.
Way less hype.
There's less hype. Yeah, I think New Japan needs to do a better job of putting on New Japan shows when they're doing these New Japan shows. This just kind of feels like a Ring of Honor show. Nothing wrong with another Ring of Honor show, but I want to see.
I want New Japan.
Right, exactly. So here's what we got. First match. We don't necessarily have to do predictions for all of these, but ACH, he's back, teaming up with Taguchi and Jushin Thunder Liger versus Sho, Yo, and Rocky Romero. So should be a fun match. Continue to build up Sho and Yo for the junior tag tournament. But, ACH could come back and tag with Taguchi in that tournament as well. So it could be a bit of a preview for that. Then we got possibly the brand new Ring of Honor tag team champions, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, the Addiction, a.k.a. SCU.
SCU.
They're going to take on Hangman Page and Chase Owens. So this is possibly
that'd be a good fucking match.
Yeah, and this is possibly a preview for some World Tag League stuff.
Chase is on the case.
I'd like to see... and Chase Owens, by the way, is going to be on the Ring of Honor TV tapings on Saturday.
Yeah.
So we'll see some Chase Owens on Ring of Honor.
Nice.
I haven't seen that in a long time. But yeah, I'd like to see fucking SCU, the Addiction, doing a World Tag League next month. I think that'd be a really good thing.
Fuck yeah.
Flip Gordon, Chris Sabin, and Jeff Cobb are going to take on the Best Friends and Hiroki Goto in a 6-man match. So again, feels like a lot of Ring of Honor here. Jeff Cobb, let's bring him back for World Tag League again. Keep kind of going back to the same ideas here. This feels a little more New Japan. Naito, Evil, and Sonata taking on the Killer Elite Squad and Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay. Nice. I don't know if you know this, but Jeff Cobb, he's one powerful motherfucker.
That is a true story. I don't have it up in front of me right now, so I'm not going to hit it.
Good. I didn't want you to anyways.
Kushida and Tanahashi versus Gedo and Jay White. So the separated Chaos faction, Gedo and Jay White. Jay White, of course, is going to take on Tanahashi pretty soon here, probably at the following week's show. And then one of two main events, I guess. Will Ospreay, possibly the new Ring of Honor champion, taking on Marty Scurll. This is the semifinal for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight match. Predictions for this one, you guys?
tough. I mean, Marty's always got his fucking number.
That's the gimmick.
Like, it's really hard.
Ospreay's only beat him the one time in a straight-up singles.
But, I mean, we're in America. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, there's no sides on this one. Everybody loves both wrestlers. I'm going to go Ospreay.
I'm going to go Skrull on this one. After seeing that Ospreay in the ring with fucking Omega and Ibushi, it's just... You got to be in that scene from now on, dude. Like, you're too big for juniors to me now. Like, him and Ibushi right now is a story I want to see. Skrull, we get that strap on him and actually give him a good fucking run.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point. He's been asking in the interviews for Ibushi and in the ring. So that's an interesting point there. So he could lose to Skrull again here and then move on up to the big heavyweight division. So yeah, it really man, I don't know which way to go now.
Haha. You have both sides.
I'm gonna
we're like the devil and the angel.
I mean,
on the shoulder.
Ospreay's had a good run with that championship already. Skrull has not. He's been more of a he's had his runs with it, you know, and lost them right away.
But man, Will Ospreay in his promo, he's like, I'm going to go on and win this title and hang on. And I hope you're watching, Hiromu, because I'm going to hang on to it for you. And we're going to have the big rematch when you come back. So, you know, all the feels on that one.
Right.
But again, with the Ibushi stuff, feels like Marty Scurll. And you're right. Scurll hasn't really had a definitive run. He had a really short run, and then he lost it. He won it last year. Remember when it was Ospreay and Scurll. I believe it was King of Pro Wrestling last year, and Skrull won the title off of Ospreay. Went to the Tokyo Dome. Skrull lost it in the 3-way, or was it a 4-way?
4-way.
4-way at the Tokyo Dome, and hasn't had it since. So
was that his only title run?
Yeah.
I thought he had one other one before that, too. It was really short.
I think it was just that one
okay,
short run.
Still, it was a cup of coffee and was done.
Yeah, so it's kind of Skrull's time, and
Ospreay's redeemed himself. He's picked up his losses. He had great fucking title matches.
But
done that story.
I really want to see Kushida and Ospreay again.
I've seen it.
But Kushida and Marty Scurll, that's going to be really fucking good, too.
I like Kushida. I'm just kind of over him at this point.
Okay.
Like, I was kind of bummed that he won. It was like, man, I want, you know, why are we not pushing Bushi? He's the one in LIJ right now. We've seen this Kushida story plenty of times.
Yeah, but Bushi's Bushi.
It's new.
He's the teammate, though. We you know, you want the best out of him. You're New Japan. Push him out there. We're not going to get it babying them, and you know, pushing him out there is more. It's just it'd be refreshing. You know, there's that story of, you know, redemption for his brother, you know, in arms. So
true story.
We're getting the same fucking junior heavyweight story we've been getting for the last 2 years, which is not bad. They always all fucking show up, including Kushida. It's just, I don't know. I'm a fucking Skrull man at this point.
Yeah, Skrull and Kushida feels like the fresher matchup, and yeah, I don't know what I'm going Skrull. I think I'm changing it. I'm changing it. I got to change it. You're right. It makes sense. Ospreay's been talking about Ibushi. He's moving up. He's got to move up. He's bigger than fucking most of.
Just seeing him and Omega in the ring together, awesome. Him and Ibushi in the match in the ring together was awesome. And there's just plenty of other bouts we can go, you know, with him in the heavyweight scene at this point. He's a big guy. It was so obvious that either he's too big for the juniors or Omega is too small for the heavyweights, which I don't want to say that.
Yeah. All right,
he's a big guy, you know.
The Gorillas of Destiny cheated their way into a IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team match versus the Young Bucks.
It's outsmarted. Why you got a dog on them?
That is true. They did. Whatever, they did the gimmick where they demanded the 6-man titles on the line, and they put them on the line, and Harold May was all about it, but then they got the win anyway, but it was some skullduggery, but whatever. So anyway,
outsmarted.
I don't know this. I don't know. I mean, this is a match featuring Tonga Loa, so it could be good. It could be bad. But
the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks are going to be motivated coming off of All In, I think. It should be a good match. I think the Young Bucks hang on to them here.
Easily, yes.
Yeah, I think this is more about Young Bucks coming back all cocky and them just getting put in their place and shut right the fuck up. After, because they're going to come in with fucking fresh, fucking all-ins just taken care of. They fucking got the month off and fucking Grills of Destiny in. They're just they don't give a fuck about winning it. They're just going to beat their asses down, kind of put them in their place, welcome back to reality.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen more, skullduggery, as one would say.
Yeah, they won't win, but they'll beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I think that's the point. It's just like, treating them like some dogs. Like, welcome back to the grind, bitch. Like, this is what's happening.
Because I feel like
you want to be heavyweights.
I feel like despite KES losing this week, I feel like they're building them up. I think the match is KES versus the Young Bucks, the huge fucking dudes. KES versus basically the junior looking guys that moved up to the heavyweight division. I think that'll be how the question will be, how can the Young Bucks beat these huge dudes? Even though the best friends just beat them this week, who are much smaller than the Killer Elite Squad too. But I think that's an interesting matchup between those two. So yeah, I think the Bucks retain here. Then I was wrong. I was said semifinal 2 matches ago, but the semifinal match is actually Juice Robinson versus Cody for the U.S. championship. I think this is really interesting with Cody having the NWA title, Juice having the U.S. title, but this being for the U.S. title. There's a lot of interesting ways to go. Here's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to get your guys' thoughts. I think Juice wins here. I think Juice beats the NWA champion but retains his U.S. champion. But then you can have a rematch between Juice and Cody for at an NWA show or at some other show for the NWA title where Cody gets his win back or whatever.
And what a good nod towards Juice too, by giving him a title shot at the NWA Championship, because if anybody's learned so much from Dusty Rhodes, it is Juice, and that'd just be a good
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening, man. Let's fucking put on a show. Let's show them what you've learned with the NWA Championship, World's Heavyweight Championship on the line. Yeah, that's meaningful there.
Yeah, and I like Juice acknowledging that in his post-match promo this week. Just, you're the American Nightmare, but I'm the American Dream. I'm doing this on my own. I'm the son of a, machinist or something. Son of a blue-collar worker. Had to work my way up to where I am.
Held up that United States Championship.
Yeah.
I'm the American Dream. Yeah, that was perfect. That was a good screenshot there.
So what do you guys think predictions-wise then for this?
I mean, I just feel like Juice has to win this, in the situation, in America, with the U.S. title. It needs to be defended and won. So I feel Juice is the right option.
Yeah, I'm the same. Juice needs a big W right now. He can't fucking get that W, man.
There's the other side of this story as well with. I'm curious how the crowd reacts, because Cody has all this positive momentum coming off of All In. And does New Japan react to that? Does New Japan make Cody the U.S. champion? I mean, if Juice retains, he's got all those losses in the G1 to defend. So, but if Cody just takes it off of him, Juice doesn't have to worry about all of those singles matches.
That's perfect, though. That's going to make him a better champion, is him redeeming all those, what we were just talking about, Ospreay, redeeming all those losses, but you have the championship this time, and you're going to prove to everyone why you are the United States Championship for New Japan. It's the perfect setup for him. He's going to walk out looking like a badass. If we could start this with him walking out with a W over Cody Rhodes, maybe we can get him a little bit more on that heelish side a little bit, kind of more cocky and
Oh, I don't want that at all. I love Juice the way he is.
He has to play the heel in this, though. I mean, we can.
Yeah, I guess
Cody still can.
I think
back and forth, but I think Cody's always been way too over. Like when he does the heel stuff, it's exactly what we hate on WWE for. The heel's got to be heel just to be the heel. It's like.
But I think Cody's the heel in this match, though.
Really?
I think so. But I don't think he has to do it over the top. I think it's more of like what we saw with Okada this week. Okada was the heel in that match with Tanahashi. But then right after the match, all the sympathy goes right back to Okada when Jay White comes out and attacks him.
Well, Tanahashi even has that switch when he knows.
Exactly. He knows when to turn on the, not necessarily the skullduggery, but just taking cheap shots here and there kind of
and
a thing.
And this is where it's going to really, rely on these guys to know kind of, because their crowd's gonna be odd, crowd loves Juice, but Cody's so fucking over. Like, I don't know, if they try to force feed Cody down our throats as the heel, I don't think it's gonna work.
It's weird though too, because at these,
this is in America too,
right? But it is one thing I've noticed even at these American New Japan shows, the ones put on by New Japan, the crowd tends to react. It certainly does react as if it's not in Japan, but they approach it as New Japan fans. So I think the New Japan fans going to this show are going to be behind Juice, but it will be interesting to see how much equity Cody has with that crowd. Because
too hot right now with that being gone for a good month now. New champion, fucking, it's gonna be fresh pair of new shoes.
And I think I would be surprised, but.
Juice has no momentum going in it whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying. So
like, to me, he's the heel in this situation.
Cody,
he has to do some.
He can't be a heel.
I don't want to say he has to do despicable things, but
he can't.
He's gonna have to do some like nasty shit, like concentrate on that, like the knee, like do nasty knee shit to him, like those little like Zack Sabre Jr. shit mentality almost.
He can't. I don't think he can do it. But
I'm not saying full on. Oh, I think Braun Strowman this week, and next week I'm a heel or fucking natty, heel turn.
I think it'd be easier for Cody to be a dick in the match, and then they could shake hands after, and he just has everything right back. Even if they don't shake hands after, Cody isn't going to lose anything with the fans. I think he's the natural heel in this situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I don't. I kind of want to see Juice change it up a little bit. Like he's been on fire with his promos. They've been great. They've been pushing him, but they're not getting him the W's. They got him the championship, but they got him in the championship spot. They got him the gold, but he hasn't been able to hold his own, let alone the G1. Now is his time to redeem himself, become a badass, kind of that Becky Lynch mentality right now. Just you step it up. You got that gold. Now you got to do everything to keep that.
No.
Getting there's the easy part. Keeping it's the hard.
No, it is interesting what you say. What I was gonna say is, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be surprised if Cody becomes champion, becomes U.S.
That would be
champion.
a big surprise.
It would be a big surprise, but it's also with all that momentum that Cody has right now, him holding 2 belts. How awesome would that be? And also that NWA title has equity in New Japan. They were using that belt in Japan just a few years ago, like 5-6 years ago, right before the whole American thing for New Japan really blew up, kind of before Wrestle Kingdom 9 and all of that. They were using the NWA Championship in Japan, so those
TNA was done with it
because those fans have a familiarity with the title. So there's something to that over there in Japan.
Hi.
So the main event for this show is going to be Ishii and Okada teaming up versus the Golden Lovers, Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega. So with Ishii and Okada teaming up here, it kind of leads me to believe that they won't do a big angle at the Ring of Honor show with those guys ousting Okada or something like that. They certainly could, but who knows? But holy shit. This should be, you got Omega and Okada in there. Omega and Ishii, with Kenny just beating Ishii, a couple weeks ago for Ishii's rematch, getting his win back from the G1. Not to mention fucking Kota Ibushi in this thing. And where is Okada at this point? Losing to Tanahashi, not winning the G1, losing the title to Omega. Who do you put over in this match? Who gets the win here? Or does this thing turn into Jay White coming out in more skullduggery? So who knows? But this should be,
that would suck.
This is this should be a hell of a main event either way.
Oh, absolutely. 4 major wrestlers in the world right now. Like, I might have to try to get over and watch this at Tacos at some point, like right away.
Well, I was going to say if and whatever, this is on the air, but
who cares?
If I'm off work in time, would you guys want to come over here and watch it Friday night?
Is that Friday night?
It's Friday night. Or no, wait, this is Sunday. I was thinking Ring of Honor.
That's a nano on the Canapan.
Well, yeah, we're both busy.
Yeah, you got
we got bowling league,
bowling on
Both
Sunday.
Thugs in Harmony.
So
sorry.
Well, maybe
we would if it wasn't bowling.
Yeah, bowling.
maybe Friday for Ring of Honor.
Maybe.
Ooh, that's a possibility.
I'll hit you up on the text. We'll see. All right, so that's
hit me up on the Twitterverse.
It's like it's like there's birthdays and shit going on. We'll talk off air.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. No big deal. All right, that's New Japan and Ring of Honor. Let's change it up here. I got some
Change the subject.
honorable mention stuff here. Let's talk a little bit of the Mae Young Classic. Again, anytime we're talking Mae Young, NXT, and 205 on this show, we're a week behind.
We're a Wednesday behind.
we record this thing on Wednesday when all that stuff is happening. So if you don't, that's why I kind of saved it for the end of the show here. If you want to skip it, again, we're a week behind. But I enjoyed Mae Young a lot last week. It was cool to see Caitlyn come back.
Yeah.
She looked good. Toni Storm versus Ginny. I really liked this match because Toni Storm, of course, got the win, but Ginny was a name I had heard but not seen, so I was curious, and they gave her a lot in this match. She really got over, even though Toni Storm got the win here. Basically, Ginny just dominated the whole match, and then Toni Storm came back quick at the end and hit the Storm Zero and got the win. So I really liked the way they told that story there. We got a new female referee, Aubrey Edwards. She was out there doing some work. Good to see more female referees
I wonder
out
if
there.
she's related to Eddie Edwards.
I have no idea.
Oh.
Karen Q versus Zia Lee.
She was a surprise to me on this.
Which one, Karen
Karen
Q?
Q, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I didn't think she. I mean, I looked at the name, but I don't know why she didn't stick out to me on the bracket at all. And then she popped out, and I was like, "Well, good for her."
Yeah. Well, she lost right away in this first round, so I expect to possibly see her right back in Ring of Honor. But you never know; she could get signed, I suppose. But yeah, Zia Lee getting the win with the flipping ass kick after Q misses the big frog splash. I like the unique kung fu opening sequence they did kind of in this match, and then Karen Q getting a cheap shot, establishing herself as the heel.
Yeah, she plays a good heel.
Going forward. So it was nice to see, again, the progression of this Zia Lee. It was her first match at last year's Mae Young Classic. So, and she's going to face Deonna Purrazzo in the next round.
Nice.
Allison Kay versus Mia Yim in the main event. Again, I liked Toni Storm and Ginny a little bit better, but it was cool to see these two with their backstory going on. Again, even though I liked that other match a little bit better, these two did I thought a good job in their match. Not the best, could have been better, but there was a nice backstory for these two, and did good, really. It was good to see them.
Yeah, I thought it was a super fun match. We had a good main event. Like, these ladies weren't holding anything back, and I like that Mia Yim is just fucking going that extra mile this time around. And, you know, even had Shelton Benjamin cheering her on in the corner there. And I like these little guest appearances they're doing with the superstars. You know, it just shows that they're, you know, really into it too, because, you know, they're nerds like us with this shit. So, you know, it's fun to be able to see them just having a good time watching a good fucking match, you know, with Toni Storm and Ginny or this main event, or fucking I'm so spoiler free on this. I'm so happy. Like, nice. Yeah, it's fucking dodging bullets, it seems like. But I don't know, I blocked a bunch of shit on Twitter that seems to have helped. But yeah, no, it's just what are we, fourth weekend as of this recording now, and it's just been pretty fucking consistent. You know, just it's a awesome show.
Yeah, I think last week was week 3.
Okay,
so
I concur.
Joe, you haven't caught any of it yet.
I have not invested myself into that one yet.
Just how they're setting up too with the for the second round matches too. Some of them must be fucking barn burners, man. Like, should be good shit.
Yeah, I think I talked about it last week too, but just the overall presentation of it, it feels big time. It feels sports-like, and you get the sports-like aspect of a tournament there. Michael Cole's a little over the top, but I like that we got Beth Phoenix and Renee Young out there.
They bounce off each other very well.
Yeah.
Michael Cole, he does his job. I think he's relieved not to be on Raw.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, and so yeah, he gets to say pro wrestling once in a while and stuff like that. So, which is a bit refreshing instead of WWE Universe and sports entertainment. So, let's talk just a bit of NXT here right at the end of the show.
NXT.
So last week was the Pete Dunne versus Ricochet match. Really fun match here. Joe, I know you had some thoughts on this one.
I literally said to my wife, hey, this is going to be a really good match, but I'm pretty sure Undisputed Era is going to come out and ruin it. And I was enjoying every second of it, move after move after move, and what the fuck happens? Undisputed Era ruined it.
I don't think Undisputed ruined it. You ruined it, Joe. You're the dirt sheets for your wife.
Hey, I'm just saying. I called it.
You know, it's one of those things you could literally see coming from a mile away, whether you saw spoilers or not. But it was because, I mean, they were just hyping up the championship for championship. The winner takes all. It's like, they're not going to do that with the UK show coming up.
We so would have heard it by now.
And you know, there's the obvious beef with the Undisputed Era that they've been doing for a couple of weeks. We got War Games coming up next month, so it's the natural progression in the story. But I still enjoyed the hell out of the match between those two. I mean, just a really great match. Pete Dunne working over the left hand. Really good selling from Ricochet in this thing. Full Sail could probably calm down with the battle chants a little bit. That's been getting kind of old for me. Just back and forth, you know, this guy, that guy.
I legitimately couldn't hear the announcers saying what they're saying. I'm like leaning up next to my TV, like just trying to figure out what the fucking announcers are saying, and they're just chanting back and forth. I think I said a couple times in the middle, but just shut the fuck up, people.
Here's the thing: in the moment, it can be annoying, but at the same time, I'd rather have a crowd that's that into it than a crowd that's not
and
into
that
it at
in
all.
sync about it too.
Right.
Like, it made me laugh so hard on SmackDown this week where you just hear Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan. It's just like, sync up, but you guys, there's a fucking half arena of you.
But here's the thing, too, is I feel like a lot for this, the battle chanting, it wasn't the whole arena the whole time either. I feel like it was two select groups kind of keeping the thing going on and on and on. And if I was sitting in the crowd, I would have been annoyed with those people because I was invested in watching the match. I just want to watch the damn match. So I can see both sides of the argument with this thing. Another notable thing that I really enjoyed about this, they went pay-per-view style with this main event. No commercials.
Yeah.
I've talked about it 100 times on this show. Talked about it till I'm blue in the face. I'm a proponent for never putting commercials during wrestling matches because it defines your wrestling matches as not important when you cut away from action to go to a commercial.
Wait, you don't want to know that the WWE Network is only $9.99 as you watch the WWE Network?
No, I'm good. But I again, moving to the positive side of things, I enjoyed that they gave this the full presentation as if it was a big match. And that made it, in fact, that made it feel like a bigger deal because they weren't cutting away from it.
Agreed.
How am I supposed to know when Super Showdown is?
I have no idea, honestly. We need to bring back all the commercials.
What's Super Showdown?
5 commercials, please, in every main event.
Who's wrestling there?
I love Mauro Ranallo losing his mind after the reverse Rana in the match. Ricochet hitting a standing top rope Rana was insane. And then as they cut to black at the end of the show, the crowd was chanting NXT. So because obviously it was Undisputed Era attacking, and then the War Raiders coming out, getting involved as well.
Yes.
So, but again, we're watching this match. We get an unsatisfying finish. But we all see it coming. We're all happy because we know that this is building to something bigger and better, or you know, we see what's going on here, and the crowd is happy with the promotion for giving us such a wonderful show, and they chant the promotion's name at the end of the show. So I thought that was notable because, you know, sometimes if you give the fans a shitty finish, they shit all over it. But I feel like
the crowd definitely would have.
But I feel like we all kind of know what the deal is, and you know, we're getting ready for War Games here.
Yep. Who do you think their partner would be?
Well, I mean, with War Raiders coming out, that's a pretty good option there. So, and I don't know how Bobby Fish's injury is doing, but I got to imagine he's in there somewhere as well. So
I mean, you got 2 4-man teams then, I guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Unless they come up with a third 4-man team, maybe the Forgotten Gimmick gets in there and they find. Because they're just 3 right now, so they could get somebody else possibly. But yeah, I don't know.
Maven.
I'm down. Let's do it.
He's the first forgotten person I could think of.
The other match on this show, Lacey Evans and Ali Yah beat Dakota Kai and Deonna Purrazzo. That was a bit unfortunate, but I'll look at it positively. Let's maybe sometimes you got to build up heels so that they can do something bigger and and lose somewhere down the road. It feels like they're building up Lacey Evans for something possibly. And you know what? I'm not entirely mad at what Aliyah is doing these days as a heel, kind of doing the diva gimmick, but she looks good in the ring too. So
and Lacey Evans has done nothing but impress me. Like as she's gone on with the week, I think it was just the tag match that kind of just brought it down. Like you got these 4 decent women wrestlers, and they can't go all at it because we've got a tag team, and they're tagging in and out, and they're doing the the spots and everything like that. So I think the tag took me out of it. I agree in the same sense.
I really like Dakota Kai and Purrazzo teaming up, though. I thought it was just a good basic tag match. But yeah, I wanted to see some momentum for Purrazzo here, and it was more about Lacey Evans and Aliyah. So I guess we'll see.
I think they'll focus on Purrazzo more after the Mae Young. I've obviously I don't know spoilers or anything with it, but I'm assuming she doesn't win it because they're already pushing her this much on NXT TV. So I'm out. Don't spoil it for me, people. But I just that's the only thing that makes sense.
They lost in this tag match here, though, too.
But she's already had that takeover. Well, not takeover, but that match against Bianca Belair, got her a spot there. She's teaming up with Dakota Kai now, so I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more matches throughout the next couple of weeks from her, and a little bit more appearances, and I don't know.
They could ramp her up fast. They do it with some people. I mean, she's got the experience. We know she's a wrestler, and she's got a gimmick.
Yes!
She's got the coach. We got to hear her on the mic a little bit to see how that's doing. But like, I'm already excited to see Kairi Sane versus Deonna Purrazzo. I'm excited to see Shayna Baszler versus Deonna Purrazzo. I'm excited for all of that. So again, let's build this girl up.
All right. One more thing I want to talk about before we get out of here.
The subject.
MLW, they had their War Games a few weeks back. I still haven't had a chance to watch that. Well, I had a chance to watch it, but I heard it wasn't all that good, actually.
No.
So I just watched this week's or last week's, whatever you want to call it. I watched the show with Brody King versus PCO. This was a lot of fun. We got a skullduggery fuck finish in the thing or whatever, just to continue on the storyline or whatever. But PCO is a maniac. He's doing cannonballs and shit like that. I'm still not completely sold. I'm not completely on the Brody King bandwagon. He's got a good look. He's a big dude with a bunch of tattoos. He's kind of I said this last week. He's a cross between, for me anyways, cross between Aleister Black and Cassius Ohno kind of. He's got to work on the body a little bit is what I'm saying. I got to work on my body.
Isn't that the only Funkasaurus in captivity today, though?
No.
No.
What's his name?
No.
Yeah, you should have nailed that button right there.
Hit it!
No.
There we go.
No.
That should have been an instant no, apparently.
I thought you meant the 7-second dance button.
So I get why
The
people.
show's going downhill.
I get why people are.
I like the first season better.
I know you lose interest in the show, Taka, when you pick up your phone and start doing other stuff.
Oh, I was trying to pull up a Kojima tweet in case you didn't have one.
I don't have one. We're gonna have to do some.
See,
editing
when I
here.
picked up my phone earlier, I'm googling Ginny because I'm just like, I need to know who this Ginny person is.
So what was I talking about again? Oh, yeah, Brody King. I see why people are into him. He's got a good look. He's he's big. He chops hard. He hits hard. He's a brawler style wrestler, punch and kick and brawl around the arena kind of a thing. So I'm not 100% into the guy yet, but the match with PCO was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And again, I'm digging what MLW is throwing out there. High quality looking content.
They're definitely causing a ruckus out there.
And, yeah, man, they bring in all the names too. So somebody's got some money behind that thing. It'll be interesting because they're not drawing huge crowds by any means. Certainly, it doesn't look like it. So whoever's got money behind that thing, props to them. But hopefully, it keeps coming in.
I hope so.
Because
I want to support them. It was like, was it last week? I was trying to watch whenever War Games was filmed. I was trying to fucking watch. I've seen all this shit happening on Twitter, and No, it was just the week before his episode. I just still don't know their layout of how their shows are released or when they're released. Or,
Saturdays on YouTube.
Yeah, so it was like that Brody King match was happening. It was like, yeah, I fucking want to tune in for this, and no, everything was being recorded. So it was like, God, no. Yeah,
it's one of those things where because they taped the TV live or whatever, and it was like, man, sounds like a really cool event that I'd like to watch live.
They need to work on advertising a little bit better than bringing in talent too.
Well, or just build up to a pay-per-view. It might be a good idea, because I mean they built up to the War Games really well. People wanted to see it. I wanted to see peace. I was willing to put some bucks on the table for PCO and Brody King, but they taped it for TV, so I got to see it. I got to see it for free, so I'm not mad at that either.
Yeah.
So
well, and that's kind of where I'm at. I actually disagree with you. I don't think they need to build up to a pay-per-view like every other company out there. I like their setup, but it's just, again, you got to get on it when you can. You're just not you have to accept that it's not going to be live. There's not going to be very many live recordings unless they do something like that. But I like the layout, and I like that the NXT War Games, again, it was just an hour-long show. It's not 3 hours long filled with
MLW.
Filled with filler matches. I said War Games.
You said NXT War Games.
Nice. I'm so set. But see, now you threw me off, Dick.
You gotta no. I do accept that they are recorded episodes. Just I want to know how they recorded. I want to be aware. It was like I was trying to invest my time and my freedom into watching their shit. It was like, nope, denied. But here is everything you want to know about it. It's like it's just like I'm purposely trying to look into you guys right now. I'm hashtag MLW, hashtag War Games. I'm trying to do everything for it. I just had no idea that was their YouTube schedule or how this was everything. So I was kind of keeping up with the matches as I'm trying to buy Google MLW rent Fight TV, where the fuck is everything?
So the lesson is when you're looking for MLW, watch out for spoilers. Just watch their YouTube channel.
Yeah, there will be spoilers. It is recorded.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yes.
One more thing before we get out of here.
Tommy, you're not dancing.
Nobody wants to see that.
And people want to see me and Taco jamming out.
We're recorded? Wait, we're getting paid?
What does that mean?
Taco, what's your match of the week?
2 minutes. I'm going to go back to Raw this week, and that tag match between Revival and McIntyre and Ziggler.
Max Ziggler.
Max Ziggler.
Mac Zigzag, I wrote on my thing.
Ziggler.
I wrote Mac and Zig.
That was a good match.
Yeah, it was an awesome match. Good fucking middle of Raw match. Just kept the fucking everyone on their feet. Fucking the match was all over the place. That fucking I so enjoyed that spot on the outside of McIntyre smacking his hand on the LED fucking post, and then Dawson capitalizing on it, getting that little fucking Hurricanrana DDT off the barricade. So it was like he's a big buck front of the crowd, and everyone was just so fucking into the match. The crowd was hollering, and yeah, it was just fucking awesome. It wrapped up, the Revival getting fucked over on their title shots by these guys. So I'm glad we went back to them, gave them their shot, and
they didn't destroy the fuck out of them.
And they showed everyone why the fucking Revival's legit, and it was good to see that. It was awesome. I just thoroughly enjoyed it all. It just sucked that there was a fucking commercial break, but can't all be SmackDown. You can't get a little blip in the corner. I do wish Raw would bring that in at least. I get it. You gotta get advertisements.
No commercials during wrestling matches.
Or your championship matches.
Yeah.
But you can't win them all. But no, it was just it was finally a good showcasing of Revival on Raw that we've all been yearning for. And God, I hope it's some good momentum for them.
Yeah, we've been waiting for something good from the Revival for a long time. And, this was probably one of their best matches on the main.
Dash fucking killed it in this match.
Yeah.
And it backs up everything I'm loving about McIntyre and Ziggler, too. It's just, they're fucking awesome together. They're so fun to watch. they speak each other somehow, and I like it. I like their zigzag Claymore shit they do. Just everything that they're doing is fun, and yeah, this was I thought this was gonna be a just quick one and done type of match, man.
You know, the one thing I'm worried about here is that, you know, it is Ziggler and McIntyre, and they're probably saying, look, let's give these guys a chance. Let's give these guys let's let them get some shit in so they can have, you know, have some shine coming out of this thing. And WWE says, yeah, why not? Here's what I'm worried about here, right? The Revival, technically, I guess, is still kind of heels, and WWE doesn't like to do heel versus heel, so for this night, the Revival was the babyface, and because they were the babyface tonight, they didn't just have to go out there and put people in chin locks and headlocks and work heat. They worked as babyfaces. They fought from underneath. They got the cool spots in, whereas you know, Ziggler and McIntyre, who are the champs, still got to look good, but you know, we're playing the heel role, of course.
Well, that's essentially the Revival is, you know, they're. You know, I don't know. Heel's so loose with them. They're just there to fucking fight, take names,
no
take
flips,
championships.
just fists.
No flips, just fists, and that's
I know,
them, whether it's babyface or heel.
But what I'm worried about is the producers, the people putting the matches together in the back. Once the once the Revival move on from this, and if they go back to being heels, do they book them like typical WWE heels and have them go out there and do boring chin locks and headlocks and stuff? That's the only thing I'm worried about, and I'm probably thinking about it too much, you know. So
no, I hope this was a good eye opener for them in the back, that they're like, oh, this is why fucking H is going nuts about them.
Yeah, hopefully this is the start of some momentum and doing something better with these guys going forward. Joe, what's your match of the week?
I didn't know if he was going to hit the button.
No.
Well, it's too late now. Fucking ruined.
Match of the week.
Hit it! See, ratings going up.
Outrageous. This is embarrassing. No truth. Go Mella.
But Taco was correct. My pick is Gulak and Alexander for the title from last week's 205. It was the build-up. They did it big match style. Yeah, unfortunately, there was a couple WWE breaks, but at least it was only the 10-second commercial, and then it's right back to the action. But these two tore each other up. Again, Gulak doing his thing. He's going after the legs. He's going after the arms. And Cedric's trying to speed everything up at one point. And my favorite part of the match is Gulak he's on the outside of the ropes, and he goes to try to suplex Alexander out of the ring.
I saw a gif of this.
Alexander lands, catches, and does a suplex on the floor to fucking Gulak. Like, I saw the gif before I saw the match, but seeing the context and then the build-up to just that piece of the match, it was just perfect.
I gotta go back and it's one of the. I've been meaning to go back and watch it this week, but it's just been too much. You know,
I don't watch the show, Paul. Why would I watch the show?
Well, and the finish again. This is the kind of like with Becky Lynch. This is the most invested I've been in Cedric Alexander all the way up to this point with this feud with Gulak. It is the perfect person going back and forth. He's a perfect heel. You get the automatic ejection of Kendrick and fucking Gallagher at the beginning. They catch him doing some shady shit, and from there on, it's just one-on-one contest. And again, it shows why Drew Gulak is at the top with Cedric Alexander, why we're seeing these rematches between these two.
Makes a good Gulak, baby.
Weird question. Are you a cruiserweight?
That's still one of my favorites.
We haven't gotten that one in a while.
Is Jinder a cruiserweight?
I don't think so. Let's ask.
Weird question. Is Jinder Mahal a cruiserweight?
I can answer that, guys. Guys, I got this. No.
Okay, my match of the week, Okada versus Tanahashi for the briefcase. We talked about it already. Loved that match. I was on the fence. I really liked that Ginny and Tony Storm match, though, from Mae Young Classic. That's kind of my honorable mention this week because I enjoyed what those ladies did in there. But, I mean, all the marbles on the line for the Tokyo Dome, plus that angle at the end.
Payoff.
That was a huge story.
Big show payoff.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So all right, let's get out of here with that Kojima tweet.
Now it's time for the Satoshi Kojima Tweet of the Week.
You can follow the biggest bread fan at cozy_lariat on Twitter. Now, he hasn't tweeted in English since last week's tweet of the
I was
week.
going to say, we should have like a 7-minute thrash session.
7-minute dance thrash break.
Grindcore.
Grindcore death metal.
So what we had to do is we're going to read one of Kojima's tweets translated from Japanese. And this one, he's talking about his match at the Kobe show at the Destruction in Kobe. The final game. Kobe meeting finished. Victory with third generation 4-member tag. Although there is relief that I could finish the series, greed as a wrestler comes out as well. I want to challenge more things. To that end, we must change the eyes we see around us. Anyway, let's do our best. Thank you for your encouragement. So,
wow, that was encouraging.
Yeah, and he was thanking his teammates in there as being very positive. So, Kojima's a good positive fellow to follow on Twitter. Make sure you check out our Twitter page at BPW Podcast. Follow me at Tommy Stryker, spell Stryker with a Y. All the links for all of this stuff is in the description to the podcast. Make sure you check out sltdwrestling.com for this podcast, some other podcasts, some great fan articles, the Fantasy League, the Predictions League as well. I didn't look at my prediction or my fantasy
I forgot
points.
to get mine in.
I'm
down.
fucked up. You fucked up.
I
did my fantasy league. I'm fine.
Oh.
Predictions league. I'm not.
I did update my fantasy league, but I just don't know where my standings are at this point. I didn't look at
I believe you're technically highest. Where are you at, Taco?
I think I'm highest.
Took Joe a minute on that one. Taco, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at HGREV Taco.
And you can follow me, Joe, at JoeBPWP. Think at Joe, Best Pro Wrestling Podcast.
I'm done thinking. Bye.
Peace.
What does that mean? These people didn't pay their money to watch you bump your gums.
Yes, sir.
Bitch.
That's it. Well, let's do that Kojima tweet after I look it up and do some fancy editing here.
Oh, the most recent one's from 9/18. I don't know if we did that one last week.
Oh, really?
The have not you forgotten about me? I'll be in trouble if I forget.
Yeah, I did that one last week.
Yeah, that's the last English.
That's why you gotta go Japanese.
I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Dun, 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 dun.